Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. My name is Tommy Grimes and I vlog about people, places, and things that I love from the city of brotherly love to the city of angels. And today I'm here with my talented girlfriend, Sandra.
Hi everyone, it's nice being back.
It's been over 2 months since my last vlog, which was by far the hardest one that I've ever had to make following the passing of my father from COVID-19 and dementia. But it was super encouraging to know how many people I have in my life that are there, that show up, and all the people that checked in on us, myself and my family, to make sure that we were doing okay. It really meant a lot, and I just want to thank everybody for that. For today's video, we're gonna switch things up a little bit. I have been making a vlog series about DNA testing and the search for my father's biological family after we found out we had Ashkenazi Jewish heritage. But what I will do is I'll put a link in the end screen if you'd like to learn more about the backstory about that. And I'll also put a link to the memorial video I made for my father.
So in this video, we're going to give you guys an update on what's been happening in our lives since lockdown began. We'll share with you a little bit of our ups and downs, and we'll try to add a little bit of humor here and there, despite the seriousness of the situation that we find ourselves in.
So back in March, I was TDY across the country, and I was calling home to Sandy and Dan, telling them to stock up on supplies, advice which was
not heeded.
So since I'm the worrier in the family, I flew home with an entire luggage full of rice and beans, which we are still working our way through.
Sorry. Finally, we made it to the grocery store to buy some food to last us a little while.
Not hoarding.
And after spending a little bit of money on groceries, the next day our refrigerator decides to break down. Luckily, our landlord was kind enough to fix it for us with minimal spoilage.
So that was a great start to our lockdown. I think at the beginning we were both definitely feeling like a lot of anxiety at first.
Yes, so not just for our own health, but also for our parents. Particularly for me, because we just recently relocated and I was looking forward to spending more time with my parents.
But despite all of the negative things happening outside, I thought I'd be able to find some positive ways to keep myself occupied with working on personal projects and eating better and exercising. And
how did that go?
Not great. But this hair and beard though, yeah, Dash was super confused by the increase in human presence, and I had a mini meltdown when she was spending far too much time with Daniel and not enough time with her papa, me, the one that rescued her and took her in, nursed her, gave her antibiotics and cleaned her eyes when they were infected at 4 weeks old. Ungrateful.
So in order for us to stay sane and occupied, we started to take walks around our neighborhood. We are very thankful that we live in a very peaceful and quiet neighborhood. Most of our neighbors have gardens and fruit trees, and a lot of them are nice enough and kind enough to leave food out for people for just us to take here and there. So thank you for that. A lot of the other time, we just kind of figured out ways to keep ourselves occupied around the house.
We started cooking more. I finally put my new KitchenAid mixer to work. I made blueberry muffins and of course pizza.
I got to work on my paintings.
We watched some classic films and some new classics.
I repotted my fiddly fig tree in a valiant effort to save its life.
I started reading to Sandy epic masterpieces of American fiction before getting bored and watching the movie. We spent our mornings waking up to homemade lattes.
Yes. We did some frivolous online shopping. My fiddly fig tree died.
So then there was the day that Dan thought he had COVID, so he locked himself in his room, quarantined himself, and had us make food for him.
It made the chicken soup for the soul, but for the stomach.
Turned out he did not so much have it.
Faked it.
2 days later came out and was fine.
mean, it's one way to get a free meal, right?
And then we built a garden with these two hands. And
caught up on lots of sleep.
we did a lot of sleeping. So eventually I was given the opportunity to work from home, which I gladly accepted. And then on the second day, I got a call from my mom that my dad was diagnosed with COVID. The nursing home where he lived in Pennsylvania had a major outbreak. I would get updates every day, sometimes, he's doing better, there's other days not so good. And he had been diagnosed with early onset dementia about 10 years ago. So and he passed away on April 21st. I took a few days to process everything and kind of gather my thoughts. We took a drive out to the ocean to get some air and see some nature. I chose to make a vlog then that really allowed me to kind of express what I was feeling. And it was a way for our family to connect and share all those complicated emotions that we were experiencing. It was tough because my dad had dementia, which is kind of like something where you mourn them slowly over a period of time as they kind of slip away. Honestly, there are days where I kind of don't even believe it's real, that it happened. And we haven't been able to have a service yet. I haven't been able to travel home. So, there hasn't really been complete closure yet, but making that vlog was one of the most cathartic experiences I've had. After that, I was just so thankful for all the people that reached out and that called, sent letters, messages over social media. And my friend Nina organized a Zoom call with all my old Apple coworkers and dropped off pizza. And it was just really amazing to see all the awesome people I have in my life, between this amazing partner right here, my family, my friends, my Air Force Reserve family. So I just want to say thank you again to everybody for all that you've done during that period. So after that then, we started rewatching Battlestar Galactica, which I had watched, right after first learning my dad had dementia 10 years ago, and you and Dan had never seen. So we started binging on that, and then I kind of just buried myself in work, which was kind of a much needed distraction. And so then the next month was just kind of a blur.
In the midst of all this, we figured out a way to play Settlers of Catan with my sister in New York.
I built a sit-to-stand desk. I surprised Sandy with an iPhone.
And my fiddly fig surprisingly came back to life.
And I followed through with one of my yearly goals, which was to finally start seeing a therapist, which is good, working out your brain.
Yes, and I'm in the process of looking into that as well.
Then at the end of May came protests against systemic racism and police brutality. And we both believe that Black Lives Matter. And we took some time educating ourselves on the issues, and we donated to some causes that we support. We went to a peaceful vigil in Pasadena. My sister Stacy has also been really active on social media, sharing resources and a lot of information, and having a lot of difficult, uncomfortable conversations with family and friends, and I really admire her for doing that. I'm just trying to continue to educate myself, be a better advocate for change. I like to think of myself as a patriotic person, and for me that means wanting the U.S. to live up to its ideals of equality. So understanding our history with all of its horrors, I think, is really necessary if we're ever going to make this a country, where everyone enjoys the same rights and opportunities regardless of their race or gender or sexual orientation or gender identity. So we're going to put links to causes and some literature in the description if you want to show some support or learn more. As the month went on, things slowly kind of started to open back up in Los Angeles.
And I went back to work.
our favorite local restaurant, Alta, started accepting online orders and opening their coffee shop back up. And I think now they have the patio open and they have to-go cocktails that are amazing.
It is a Black-owned business. It is amazing, so definitely check it out, guys. It's our favorite.
Yes. And then Queer Eye Season 5 came out, which took place in Philadelphia, and I had my heart singing while I watched them have a lot of fun in my favorite city. And then we finished Battlestar, finally, without Sandy,
I was just about to say that.
who decided to read spoilers and found out who the final 5 were somewhere along the 3rd season.
I just can't. And we celebrated our anniversary.
Yes.
5 years. Shocking.
Half a decade. Put up with me for that long. I'm very lucky.
It just flew by.
Time
flies when you're having fun.
It's true. And then we were watching TV, probably Battlestar, and Dan and I heard the sound of a little baby kitten crying. So we went outside to investigate, and what do we find? A little kitten playing with our neighbors. So the neighbors told us that she was a stray and they couldn't take her in. So we decided to bring the little kitten inside and give her a nice flea bath. I have never seen so many fleas in my life. It was disgusting. So we ended up taking her, and then she's been in here ever since. She has not left. The rule is whoever adopts the kitten gets to give her the name. And after 2 weeks of wearing her down, it sounds like Dan may have finally made her his official fur baby. And he's given her the name.
A cat has no name.
We are on the fence about that name. Dash is terrified of the kitten. We are trying to slowly introduce them to each other. We're working on that. But meanwhile, Dash is still scared and stuck in the closet most of the time.
I'm loving the extra time with my kitten. I finally have my baby back. Eventually the two will be friends, but for right now, the kitten loves Dash and Dash is shunning the kitten. So that pretty much brings us to now. We are safe and healthy so far, thankfully. And we're taking things day by day. We're continuing to be cautious and careful, especially as cases continue to rise in the US.
So next week we'll have a vlog on the antibody test for COVID-19. Tommy's sister Carrie, my sister Jimena, and I were able to get the antibody test. So we will see if any one of us have been exposed to it. Though the reliability on it is a little questionable.
I'm still working on future vlogs about the search for my father's biological family, and I'm hoping to get the next chapter in that story out as soon as I can. I'm also going to try and make more content focused along the people, places, and things aspect of the channel. So comment, like, subscribe, all those good things if you want to follow on the journey. Thank you for checking in, and we'll see you all again real soon.